What's going on, Kicks Gang? It's Heatkickz. He Kicks back with another dope sneaker unboxing, and I have a super special pickup that I just got in from Social Status. For those of you guys that have not seen the Social Status packaging or outer shipping, as you guys can see now, they definitely do a really good job in shipping their packages. They're pretty armored up for all the abuse and stuff that they're going to get during the shipping process. They are actually also kind of difficult to figure out how they open, so you actually have to cut a bunch of different spots, and I always get a little nervous. Not that I need the extra packaging on the outside, but I don't want to do anything to damage the packaging on the inside either. And then as you can see, we've got this taper resistant tape on the top, and then flipping around to the back side, we've got the receipt, but it doesn't really make clear which side is the right side up, and then they kind of slide out from the end. When I first got my first pair of sneakers from Social Status, I was actually looking at it saying like, geez, they sent me a pair of sneakers in the box and just threw tape on it, but that actually wasn't the case. That's just the boxing that they sent. Glad I brought a sharp knife. And then on the inside of the outer packaging is the Social Status receipt, as you guys can see there. And let's go ahead and get into the sneaker, the part we've all been waiting for. And what do I have here? Some of you guys might know just from me saying Social Status. Some of you guys are probably looking at the picture before watching the video to begin with. But anyways, let's go ahead and get right into it. I have the Nike Energy Social Status Air Jordan 6 Blackat. We got that really nice packaging, and I wouldn't expect anything less. This sneaker was $250 retail plus tax and shipping. You guys may have seen this packaging on the outside. It's got a bunch of the Jordan cards. Of course, we've got that really nice Jumpman logo on the front here. Flipping around to the side, we've got that sizing tag, and then of course the barcode, the suggested retail price, and then as usual on the back we have all the trademark and branding logos and everything on the side. Let's go ahead and open up the box and see if they gave us anything special on the inside. Doesn't appear to be anything crazy from the start. We've got an all black paper, and then we've got this quality control stamp here. Let me go ahead and look at this paper, and then underneath that paper we have another white paper, and of course here we have it, the Air Jordan 6 Blackat. Let me go ahead and pull these out of the box, and bang the Air Jordan 6 Energy Blackat, dubbed up and created by Social Status. And I gotta be completely honest, as far as all the releases that came out for All-Star Weekend, this is definitely one of my favorites, which is actually kind of interesting. If you guys saw my last review, which was the Air Jordan 6 Infrared, you guys heard me say that prior to the Air Jordan 6 Infrared, I didn't have any 6s in the collection, and I really wasn't that big of an Air Jordan 6 fan. But being that this has that really nice purple or Concord color, you guys may have also heard me say in the past that purples and oranges on sneakers are definitely some of my favorite colors. And as you can see, we've got really premium material. We have foul snakeskin and foul pony hair. Foul, for those of you guys that don't know, foul is basically just fake or imitation. Obviously it's not fake. All my sneakers are 100% authentic, but Nike stopped using actual animal skins and animal furs a while back, and as you guys can see on the side, we have that foul snakeskin. And then something really cool that most people don't know about, the pony hair is, you know, it's called pony hair, but it's not actual pony hair. They actually use the hairy side of the cowhide, and they shave it down to make it look like pony hair, and then they dye it whatever color they need to dye it for the sneaker or the colorway, whatever you want to call it, for that particular sneaker. It's actually a really dope concept. You get these really premium materials, but for those of you guys that are kind of subconscious when it comes to animal hides and animal hair on sneakers and clothing, this is an alternative that looks really good. It still gives you that premium material, but kind of still keeps you in that animal rights category, so you really get the best of both worlds. And I'm actually looking at this for the first time with you guys, so let me go ahead and get a couple quick looks at this before I go ahead ahead and do the review. I actually haven't seen really any reviews for this particular sneaker, and they're actually not releasing till tomorrow. Granted, I got my pair from Social Status, so I was able to get them on the initial release, which was back on Valentine's Day, and I'm super excited because I got them before most of the regular public. And with that, let's go ahead and get into the review. We'll start off with the bottom like we usually do, and as you can see, like we have on all the Jordan 6s, we have this black zigzag pattern followed by this translucent icy outsole. And looking from the side, it's got a little bit of a blue tint, but I would say it's more icy than it is that blue translucent. And even though it has a little bit of that blue tint to it, I think it contrasts really nice with the purple midsole and then coming on up into the black portion of the midsole. Speaking of midsole, like I said, here we go. We wrap up from the clear translucent on the side. We have that Concord purple here on the midsole, which transitions to black. And then of course we've got black in the middle here. And then we've got that really nice Concord hit that comes around the air bubble. Let me go ahead and peep the inside. And I usually talk about the air bubble, and on a lot of the more recent models, they've actually done the off-white color for the air bubble, which I think is really, really good. Either off-white or colored, just because that's one of the first things to actually turn yellow on the sneaker. And on this one, they actually went with a purple in the air bubble, which I think looks even better. Coming up here on the side panel, you can see we have that really nice snake skin pattern. Then we go up to pony here on this piece of the side panel, back to snake skin, and then back to that pony hair. And then for those of you guys that don't really know pony hair, it doesn't have a back and forth booty backstroke motion. It actually only strokes in one way, like you would have on a pony or a horse, but it's super, super smooth. And as you guys can see, it's got that really nice grainy look. And then as you can see, there's also several perforations that give it a little bit more texture. And I'm pretty sure here on the side where we have those perforations, and then on the inside, those are all 3M hits on the sneaker, and the only 3M hits, kind of similar to the infrared Jordan 6 where we had those infrared hits, except where we had those 3M hits on the side of the infrared. On this particular silhouette, we have that snake skin, which is super, super fire. I got a couple pairs now. I got the Don C ERX 260 with pony hair, but this is one of the few models that I have that actually has that premium pony hair and other premium materials, and it's actually my first silhouette that has that snake skin, and it just looks really dope. And then coming around to the back side, one of the things that's really cool about this particular silhouette is they actually went with the OG Nike Air logo on the first model, or the first non-OG model. As you guys know, some of the models have it, some of the models don't have it, and that's when we're talking about OGs. But this is the first sneaker that they've put out that wasn't an OG colorway or an OG design, that actually has that OG Nike Air logo on the back, which I think is super, super clean. Looking again at those panels, you can see the snakeskin up close. It's got a really nice glossy finish, which I think is dope. And then of course, like on any Jordan 6, we have those small holes that go throughout to give the shoe a little bit of breathability. Looking to the front, we've got all black laces and pony hair continues down underneath. And then we've got this really nice soft mesh cover that comes over the top portion of the laces. And then again, we have that Concord purple Jumpman logo on the front. And then we have another OG staple on the lace lock. We have that Nike branding that comes right down the lace lock. And like I said, on the Air Jordan 6 infrared, for this particular model, I like it when they do just the lace lock without the clear lace lock holder. And then for the tongue, we have the rubber Jordan tongue that we have on all the Air Jordan 6s. I really like how they do the Air Jordan branding up on the tongue, where they have Air written in between the larger letters of the letters in Jordan's name, which kind of pops out on the tag there. And let's go ahead and look at the inside at the insole. Hopefully you guys will be able to see it with the light a little better than me, because actually without showing you guys with the light on it, I actually can't see it. And then on the inside, we've got the Concord purple Nike Air logo on the right side. And then on the left side, we have the same exact thing, the Concord purple color, the Nike Air logo. And then if you guys can see, the authentic pairs have that additional sticker on the inside, and it says dyed original cow fur from Brazil. And then on the bottom, it says Beaverton, Oregon from Nike. I know that to be one of the things you can use to actually authenticate your pair. As far as I've heard so far, the fake pairs don't actually have that sticker on the inside. Another thing too, just make sure to look at the overall quality control and materials on this particular silhouette. It's a really expensive silhouette at $250, and they really went all out with the materials. I feel like fakes are just really not going to be up to par. As far as the cushioning goes, you know, we've got that air cushioning on the bottom. One of the few things I don't like about the Air Jordan 6 though is underneath the insole they actually have that cardboard Strobel board. It's kind of rigid, and it actually takes away from a lot of the comfort that you actually get from the Air unit. We talked a lot about the materials. We talked about the pony hair. We talked about the snakeskin, but one of the things I was really interested in was how the quality of the shoe was going to be. And as you guys know, the foul snakeskin and the foul pony skin is actually a leather based material. And going around and reviewing the shoe, just going ahead and feeling the materials, the toe box is super premium. When you give the shoe a squeeze, I don't know if you guys can see that, but when I'm talking about premium leather, this is super premium leather. It's almost so soft that the shoe doesn't even keep its shape when you squeeze it in the middle. That's when you know you've got some really nice leather. And as happy as I was to add the Air Jordan 6 infrared to the collection, I'm even more happy to be adding this social status Blackat version of the Air Jordan 6. And a couple little details for those of you guys that don't know. I've heard a lot of names bouncing around. As far as Nike goes, they're just calling it the NRG or the Air Jordan 6 NRG. But social status actually mentioned that they designed this shoe after Jordan's alter ego, which was the Blackat. That also goes along with the all blacked out or murdered out silhouette. And having that Concord purple going throughout just makes this a super dope silhouette. Like I said earlier in the review, purple is definitely one of my favorite colors when it comes to a sneaker. I like really bright colors, so purples, oranges, a lot of the neon colors. And then of course by default I do like sneakers that have almost a dark green or pine green to them, because I am a die-hard Boston Celtics fan. Let me go ahead and tuck the lace away. And one of the other things that I was actually kind of surprised about, maybe not so much, but for a $250 sneaker there were no extras, there were no additional laces or anything like that. And go ahead and look at the silhouette. What other color lace would you really want to put on this? It's the Blackat silhouette. Maybe a purple lace, but honestly I still don't think that would look the best on this, and I think they probably just didn't add laces because they didn't need to. But there were no extras, there were no little cards or anything like that. Yeah, they did give us the special box or the special packaging, but how special is it really? We've gotten that on a lot of the other previous silhouettes. They did those on the Derek Jeter 11 lows, they did them on the Air Jordan 1 Union Los Angeles, and there's also been many more. So as far as that special packaging that they've been using, it's kind of worn off a little bit. It would have been nice if they had done something a little bit different, especially because this was a collab, something big that social status had done, and it's also an all-star weekend pickup. And like I said, I did have a lot of luck when it came to all-star weekend. The only sneaker that I didn't get was the Blue Chill or UNC Air Jordan 1. And like I said, I was a little bit salty, but I did get almost all the other releases, most of the hype releases that I wanted. There were a lot of other PGs and cheaper stuff that came out. There were a lot of Black History Month silhouettes that came out that I wasn't really big on, but for the most part all the ones that I really wanted I got. And I was actually able to get these a week and a half early on Valentine's Day from the actual social status release. And this is actually my second purchase from social status, and I gotta be honest, their shipping is really fast, their customer service is really good, they have a lot of dope releases, and I've actually had a little bit of luck recently. When it comes to a lot of these sneaker boutiques, I don't really have a lot of luck. It seems like there's tons of traffic, it seems like there's not really as much focus on customer service, but I have to say social status is a very customer friendly company and very customer friendly website, and honestly I've had nothing but good experiences with them. If you guys haven't gotten a chance to check them out, they do have a lot of great deals, and it seems like they have a lot of dope silhouettes that most places don't have or are selling out on. And I've also noticed they've had some pretty dope restocks, so if you guys set them up with notifications and stuff, that's what I do. Anytime I find a dope sneaker store, I usually hit them up, you know, follow them on Twitter and Instagram, have notifications set, so anytime that they do something or they do a restock, if they send out that information, then I'm going to be one of the people getting it. I'm actually going to be creating another video soon that talks about some of the tips that I use to track some of the restocks and some of the releases that are coming out, some of the surprise stuff from sneakers, and basically my method of how I went around and kind of searched a lot of the premier sneaker stores. I basically went on and found these premier sneaker stores, started following them on Twitter and Instagram, and then set up notifications. I did that in combination with a bunch of applications, and now my phone is pretty much prime. So anytime a big release or something surprise comes out, or a restock from one of these big companies comes out, I'm usually in the know and have that information before a lot of people, because a lot of people are not willing to put in that work and literally go to each and every site. Not to say that some of you don't, I'm sure some of you guys do that, but anyways, we'll go ahead and save that for another video. And as always, I'm super excited to have this in the collection. And like I always say, if you guys are new to the channel, feel free to subscribe and smash that notification bell so you guys can get all my videos on demand. It's Heat Kicks. I'm out.